Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Carmen Foundation podcast. This is the second of many podcasts that will highlight those individuals and organizations that are making a positive difference in the lives of many children and youth in Philadelphia and Venezuela. The Carmen Foundation is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to help disadvantaged children and youth by providing access to education, sports, and other resources. I am Yamilet del Carmen, Executive Director of the Del Carmen Foundation. In this episode, we are honored to welcome Damaris Alvarado, a passionate advocate for education and the incredible force behind Latinos Educando Juntos, a nonprofit dedicated to empowering the Latino community through education and meaningful support services. Today, we will dive into her journey, the mission of Latinos Educando Juntos. Let's welcome her to our podcast.
Find your light. Del Carmen says you'll be okay. Every child a
Damaris, gracias. Thank you very much for taking your time to come here and talk to the Carmen podcast.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. I have several questions for you.
Okay.
Because you are an inspiring woman and very kind, and I love to have you here.
Thank you.
And the organization that you have, Latinos Educando Juntos, what inspired you to start this nonprofit organization?
It happened during COVID. I was the only Hispanic representation at meetings, receiving grants and assistance and information and resources to bring back to the community. And I was tired of being the only Hispanic person. And I was thinking about mi gente Latina. Where are they? Where are the business owners? Where are those childcare providers? So I decided to create a space where we would meet once a month and I would translate everything for them and tell them, mira, aquí is this grant, here goes this resource. And it just started from there. It just started from there, and we just took it from there. We grew. We started with 4 or 5 people. I remember the first years, the first 3 months, it was a lot of crying. And I understand now that it was because of they didn't have a space, they didn't have a place to release themselves, right? So we did that. Once all of that, passed through, we ended up doing work and saying, what would you like to see? What would you like Latinos Educando Juntos to help you with? And we started taking informal data and how we were going to strategically plan for the following year. From 3 to 5 providers by that first year, we had maybe about 50. And then today we are going on our 4th year in a nonprofit. And we have about 900 child care programs and folks in the ECE education realm in our nonprofit organization. So they come visit us, and we service about 700 of those 900 folks. So we provide language justice. We also do translation services and professional development. Everything we do is because the providers and the people that were in our meetings and, meeting with us in our roundtables, they were the ones that requested. Everything we do today is because of the voice of the people.
Okay, so the Latinos Educando Juntos, it is only emphasized on the Latino community, or is a mix?
No, it is absolutely a mix. I have folks that are not Latinos in our organization. Actually, our board is not Latino. We have Latinos and Latinas in our board, but we also have African Americans in our board as well. And we have some folks that join us, and they are not, they're just supporters. They understand the mission. They are true advocates for diversity and inclusion. We believe that we are one people in a whole, right? So we invite everyone to be part of our organization. And there's a lot of people, even our conferences. We have a yearly conference, and Latinos Educando Juntos does this conference every year. And we are the only organization that conducts conferences focusing on the Hispanic community of teachers. Okay.
And I think I met you there. It was the first time
Yeah,
we invited.
I have already, yeah.
And this year, it's going to be?
It would be June 14th.
June 14th. So listen, everyone who wants to join this annual event for Latinos Educando Juntos in June.
On June 14th, so it's a Saturday, June 14th, Esperanza College on 5th Street. I don't know the exact address right now, but it's on 5th Street in North Philadelphia.
Okay, awesome. And I think it's the one that we did the bingo.
Yes. Did we do the bingo there? I can
And the bingo last year there. Awesome. And it's where I met you, and I saw so many people in that, the whole floor.
And you saw the diversity in there. Yeah. It wasn't only Spanish people that were there. There was so much diversity because there's so many people that are invested, right, in bringing communities together. Everybody just at first was like, oh, it's cool what you're doing. Now they're like, oh, it's important what you're doing.
And
right?
It's very informative.
Yes.
Because I took all the lectures and the inspiring stories that you presenters were telling, and the music, of course.
Yes. Yeah. It was, we had to bring music. Not a party without music.
And the raffle. So it is very interactive.
It was very strategically done. And based off of feedback, I had this one lady, African-American lady, and she came to me and said, today, I understand how it feels like not to know, to be on the other side and not to really understand like people and I didn't feel left out, but I also felt like I couldn't communicate and how frustrating at moments that got. So, when you go to conferences and they give you those headsets, to translate. So the headsets are not intended for the Spanish people. They're intended for the people that can't speak Spanish. And that's on purpose because we want them to walk a mile of our shoes. And it works. It works all the time.
I noticed that. I'm
very valuable.
That people were having like the earphone for the translation, and I thought was very neat.
And so walk them out in our shoes, and that's the only way that you're going to understand, right, the barriers that the Hispanic community has, especially educators. They are educators. They're there, and they just want to grow. And because of language, and the lack of, speaking English, there should not be a reason that they can't grow, right?
So they take trainings?
So yes, we do. We started developing professional development in Spanish. So here in Pennsylvania, you're required a few series of professional development in order to meet high quality. Some of them are mandatory. Some of them are, to advance yourself in high quality system. We decided to say, well, if it's not there, let's make them. So we started creating these modules. So now we're an educational organization. So we actually do provide professional development coaching supports through Latinos Educando Juntos.
Wow. Yeah. Impressive. And besides that, you have centers. I'd like you to tell me a little bit about that, because I'm going to quote a report from Children First on Philadelphia that says that a family of 2 adults with 2 children, they need to make around $70,000 to cover just the basics, such as food, transportation, health insurance, and more essentials. But if the family needs a daycare, they need to make around $92,000. And this is where your centers come in.
So yes, I actually wear many hats. So apart from Latinos Educando Juntos, I own and operate 3 child care centers in Philadelphia. Children's Playhouse, we have 2 in South Philadelphia and 1 in North Philadelphia in Fairhouse section. We service about 470 families. Child care is expensive. It's like another mortgage, right? So I wanted to provide low-cost, high-quality childcare. So I applied for every funding stream that was out there and got them. So right now we have about 240 preschool free slots. So it's free to the community, no matter what your income is. So we try to break those, barriers that existed where folks couldn't afford the childcare. Go ahead.
I'm excited because it's so important because family cannot afford, right, to pay a daycare for the child, but you give them a break to continue working or if they want to continue their education.
Absolutely.
It's a break for
Yes, yeah. So we have a social works component to our center as well, and we lift our community. So when I see my families, I'm like, you want to work? You want to go to school? What do you want to do? And I just grab them in, and they start working for us. It's really amazing to see them come in. And they get to see the childcare world in a different way, right? Because when they are coming in, most parents, they think they're just dropping, to a babysitter. They don't understand the education behind it. And when they come to the other side of the world, they're like, this is a lot of work. They find a new appreciation for it and a respect for the profession. So they go to school. We provide them with scholarships. We handheld. I walk them to school if I need to, or drive them to school. But we try to provide them with a lot of those support systems while the babies are small, still in that 0 to pre-K sector before they go into, kindergarten. So we try to support them there. And a lot of them do work for me. Some, don't, and that's okay because they work for somebody else and they kept other programs open. So that's really important. I'm just happy that, to help them and to help our community.
Yeah, and I can imagine the work because I believe in one classroom, how many children can you have? How many?
So in a preschool classroom, we have 20 preschool classrooms, 20 preschool children. Right now we have, I think it was 11. I think it's 11.
I can imagine me with 20 kids teaching like, oh my God.
They're fun. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. I love going in and seeing. I don't think I could stay there anymore right here because I'm just not there yet. I did that and done that, but I definitely, it's so much fun to see the kids and growing and coming in, and especially my bilingual children that come in not really speaking much English, and then now they're translating for their parents at the age of 4. I just think it's just very magical. And then the families are coming in soon. They're just really understanding the importance of, the 0 to pre-K, the importance of it, to really map out the children's future. So it's rewarding work. I'm going to tell you that.
Right.
I don't even know how to identify. It's just rewarding work.
I think it's an investment, right? That you are giving to the child at that early age and so important age where they start growing. And if with a high quality education that you do for these children, we will have a better future.
Well, let me tell you about the future. I had a child that his mom called me like maybe 3 weeks ago. And she said, hey, Diego wants to talk to you. And Diego was my preschool child. Like, I'm talking about years ago. I'm not going to tell you how long, but years ago. And he is in college. And Diego picks up the phone. I'm like, hey, congratulations. I'm so proud of you. And he said, hey, do you remember when you told me that when I'm 18 and graduate, I should come back and work for you to become a teacher? And I was like, that was a preschool, Diego. And he's like, well, I'm ready. And Diego now is actually going to start working for us pretty soon. And I just think it's just amazing once he finishes school because he has to finish the semester. So you finish the semester and you could come back to us for the summer. But those are really great, a testimony because Diego remembered, right? I somehow made an impact on him when he was my preschool student because I was in the classroom back then. To call me so many years after while he's in college and to remember that I promised him a job as a teacher. I just thought that was just so rewarding in itself.
What a good memory Diego has and how beautiful it is to invest and to help them, right? And now all the knowledge that he have gotten, now put it back and help you.
Yeah. So and he broke barriers. He is the first of his family to be in college.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you can't get no better than that.
No, work is amazing. And another thing, when I was at your meetings, because Damari holds a meetings, online meeting once a month, which I love because it's so informative. And I get connections, right? Everywhere it's just how many people. I think last meeting was like 60, 70 people attending your meetings. And I think it's amazing. But you mentioned something in that meeting that it is important for the viewers and listening to know this, the Latin Lift program. Can you tell us about that beautiful program?
Yes, the Light and Lift program is my baby. I love that program. So the Light and Lift program was designed to help. We had 20 mentees. So it could be folks that are already in childcare, folks that want to come into childcare or become educators. And what we did was we wrapped around services around them, each mentees, kind of like an apprentice program. And we provided them with everything they absolutely needed to get ahead in the education. So we did CDA programming for them. I believe 19 of them, I think it was 17 of them, needed CDAs, never had them. Two of them already had them, and one of them was on higher education.
Sorry, what's CDA?
CDA is Child Development. I'm sorry, we're world of acronyms. It's Child Development Associates.
Okay.
And they actually pass all of them. So it's really exciting. They're all certified right now. Really excited. And, we gave them ESL coursework as well. We gave them a community. We would meet with them. We would go visit them in their programs to make sure that they're doing high quality stuff and we are actually supporting them and helping them through getting into college. So tomorrow, they're actually coming in with Esperanza College for their new bilingual program, Esperanza College as well. And we're helping them with registering to school and continuing. So they decided, at our farewell meeting, I was like, well, it's not farewell, but we were like, okay, the program is ending. You guys are good to go. They wanted to continue, so they decided to become a committee for Latinos Educando Juntos. So they broke up into 4 committees, which is education, family, wellness, and advocacy. And there's members now. So that was brought through that component.
Okay. Awesome.
We did translations of degrees. And something that was really amazing to me was that so many of them were professionals back in their country, working like odd jobs, so like almost nothing. And I'm like, what do you mean you was an accountant? What do you mean you have a PhD? And they just needed the right resources to help them translate, evaluate the degrees, and saying, listen, this is what's worth here. Now you can go and do this, to continue. And now, they have a clear pathway where they want to be and go. And we kept a lot of classrooms open. And then, I don't know if you guys know, childcare right now has a huge staffing shortage.
Yeah.
And we were able to keep every classroom open with folks that really wanted to be in these classrooms. So
it is important because I remember when I came to USA more than 20 years ago, when I went to college, I didn't know what I needed to translate my diploma from Venezuela to here, and so many companies out there. I didn't know what future is. So invest in consistency, yeah, and expensive so if you do it wrong. So we actually also took away that expense too. So we really thought about it, right? We was like, how can we help this person, get to where she needs to be, or step closer towards her goal or his goal, because we have some guys there, and without any financial burden. Right? Now, like the student loans are so expensive.
Absolutely. So thank God, we did receive a grant from the William Penn Foundation. So that was pretty amazing to be able to, really set that off. But through this, we were able to create the Let and Live report. And we were the only organization that received a grant that actually gave a report. It was like a 16-page report on our findings. What is available in Pennsylvania? What are some of the barriers that exist, for our teachers and keeping our teachers in classrooms and our classrooms open so families can go back to work? What was the economic barriers that exist right now for that are keeping folks from going back to work, right? And the families too, like, how much does that cost? Um, Oh, so much. And then, what should we do? We should become change makers and some advocacy work in there. Some of it has to do with policy changes, and some of it just has to do with us getting together and saying, enough is enough. This is what I need because,
Is where the union, where we came together, right? United.
absolutely. And we cut and we've done so much. LEJ, like I said, we're just going into our fourth year. We have seen so much of the fruit of our labor, right? Things that we have done, like now there's more organizations doing, Hispanic, Spanish speaking translators and in their own meetings. They translated their websites. Those are things that LEJ did first, and I'm proud that we did it first, and we showed and paved the way for other organizations to do it. OCDEL, which is the company or the organization, I'm sorry, the higher powers of childcare, they regulate childcares. Now they have their regulations in Spanish. They translate it in Spanish, So, I advocate, it works. It works. Like now we have professional development. We have grants that are out there. They're in Spanish now. There's applications. So, in 2000, I think it was 2001 when COVID happened, when I sat there and I was the only one at the table. Today, I'm not the only one at that table anymore. And now I don't have to do translations because folks are doing it already. They figured it out. They say, we get the message, Damaris.
Yeah, no, I think it's important to have a lot of information in Spanish.
Absolutely.
Because it's I would say misinformation, but when we have it in our own language, it's easier to understand. Yeah. The system is a little bit complicated.
A little bit. It's a lot. And it's complicated even for me. I was just telling you, I threw a grant this morning, threw it the wrong way. So, and that was English. And I'm very well versed in English. Imagine somebody trying to, get a grant or even file an application for something. It is not even a grant. It is very complicated. So, yeah, I just, the goal was definitely to empower people, right? Saying that you are enough and you belong here. And I feel that we've done that and we keep doing it because, like I said, we started off with 2 or 3 people at our meetings. Now we have sometimes we have 75, 80. It depends on the month.
I love it.
Yeah. And it's so informative. Like everybody comes on and it's very relaxed, but you're getting a lot of, sometimes too much.
Plus, you give the opportunity for people to ask questions, to speak. Yeah. And I had the opportunity to talk about the Carmen Foundation injury, and I love it. So thank you very much for that.
You're welcome. We're happy to have you.
Thank you. And for the listeners and viewers that they are listening to us right now, anything that you need for them to help and support your cause?
Connect with us. You can visit our website. That's Latinos Educando Juntos.org. You can always donate. We do a lot of community work, and that does come with, money, right? We need funders. We need volunteer work. We actually do a baby shower and a literacy festival each year, and that's usually in Hispanic Heritage Month, the first Saturday. We kick it off with literacy. We provide a lot of books to the community, and there's Spanish and English books. So we want to make sure that the families have books at home to read to the children. And then we do a community baby shower because we want to make sure that we are also teaching us safe sleep practices. So, make sure to prevent SIDS, right? And some SIDS prevention, and also to fill those gaps. So we have a lot of young teenagers that, are pregnant and having babies and they don't have the stuff. So we'll give them like cribs or playpens or diapers or wipes and whatever they need at no questions asked, because we just want to make sure that their babies are okay. And of course, we give them books. We give them books like read to your babies. So, to the viewers, just, connect with us and reach out to us. We'll take, we'll even use, take used items as well. If they're in good condition, we'll just want to get them out to the community.
Awesome. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, viewers and listeners, for Damaris to talk about that beautiful nonprofit and daycare center she has. And remember, where there is education, there is a brighter future. So follow us in our YouTube channel, our social media. We cannot do it alone. We need your support. So thank you so much for your time. The Carmen Foundation. This episode is brought to you by Hispanico Group, experts in web design and marketing. Elevate your brand with them today. Pulaski Dental, where your oral health is their top priority. Trust them to help you achieve a healthy and radiant smile. Water System, the best water filter for your home or business. Lazo World, fashion hair accessories designed for all hair types. Beautiful, stylish, and made to last because you deserve the best.